Welcome back to Teaming with Nature's Probiotic Kitchen. Here we are today. We're going to make a Kefir Ginger Ale. This is by a long shot a favorite in my family and our household here. It is a fabulous probiotic beverage for our system, so it's great for our health and it's delicious. It's a win-win. It's a great combination. Let me tell you a little bit about it and then we'll get into the real simple rocket science of how we do it here. First of all, it's a probiotic drink. It's full of lacto acid bacteria, so it's very, very good for our digestion, our assimilation, our absorption, and our elimination. So our entire intestinal tract and gut, it's great for all the various organs and supporting their systems and the functions that they perform for us. It's great with a meal to support digestion. It's very enzyme rich. It's also full of electrolytes, so it's great after you come in from the garden or after a hard workout, you're sweaty, and have a glass of this. There's nothing that I've found that is as refreshing as a glass of our ginger ale when I'm feeling really thirsty. So it's a lacto-fermented beverage. Like I said, it's full of live, living, breathing probiotics. This is the good guys. This is the beneficial bugs, or the friendly flora bacteria that reside in our gut. If you do have it with a meal, it definitely assimilates and helps with the digestive process. Again, it's very rich in enzymes, as well as because of the ginger in it and a couple other factors that I'll share with you, it very much supports the whole system. So a couple things that I want to point out about lactic acid. When I was researching about this video, I found out that in the commercial food industry, lactic acid is used as a wash for like a carcass of meat. Okay, so in the commercial meat industry, they wash off meat carcasses with lactic acid. Why do they do that? Well, what industry has found is that lactic acid kills E. coli, it kills salmonella, it kills listeria, it kills campylobacter, all these foodborne pathogenic diseases, these bacteria, these bad bacteria that we do not want in our system. Lactic acid happens to kill them all very, very effectively. So why would we want to put that into our systems, right? Isn't it going to kill everything in our systems? Well, quite to the contrary, actually. A little bit of research shows that lactic acid normalizes the system. So it has kind of an intelligence, if you will, about it. For example, okay, if your stomach acidity is too low, which that's the case for many, many people in our society in this day and age, for a number of reasons that I'm not going to touch in on right now. If your stomach acid is low, this acidic drink, gently acidic drink, is going to act not only be acidic in and of itself, but the lactic acid present in the drink is also going to activate the glands in the stomach that create and secrete the hydrochloric acid, your stomach acid. So it's going to help stabilize and raise the stomach acidity. If, on the other hand, your stomach acidity is too high, this is going to have the inverse effect. So in essence, it's got an intelligence. That's why I call it kind of an intelligence, because it normalizes everything just to be just right for digestion, assimilation, and absorption of our foods. Okay, let's get into the rocket science of this. Very simple. I have a 2-quart jar of filtered water here. I'm going to take some honey. I use honey. In this case, you could use sugar. The kefir grains that we use need some type of sugar to eat on. Okay, so very simply, what I've learned is that 2 spoons, when I measure it out, it's right around a 1/4 cup of honey for my family for a ½ gallon of ginger ale. Okay, so the kefir grains, these organisms that grow in milk kefir, that are unique to kefir, this is really the probiotic jewel, if you will, need some type of sugar to eat on. They live on sugar and they produce lactic acid bacteria, and then their waste, if you will, is the lactic acid. And this is what is so health-giving for our systems. So they need some sugar to live on. So if it's in milk, obviously the milk kefir, it's living on milk sugar. In this case, they're going to learn to live on honey. So you can take milk kefir grains and convert them. This takes maybe one time. The milk kefirs really recover quickly. They have to learn to assimilate this new food, this new nutrition, in the form of a honey and that sugar instead of the milk sugar, and they do so very well. And then they will carbonate this gently and they make it into the probiotic fabulous drink that it is. So into this 1/4 cup of honey water, I put my milk kefir. Okay, so you'll see here I have a number of milk kefir. Some of them have been used in this a little bit longer than others. Now the milk kefir in this honey solution of the ginger ale do not propagate. Alright, so I have extra milk kefir grains from my milk kefir production that I take out of them. Some of them I end up eating, my family ends up eating. They're very health giving, and I'll go into that in a future video. Some of them I turn into ginger ale kefir grains, but just by putting them into this solution. So you see they get stained by the ginger and also the turmeric that I use in here. So I just put these kefir grains into the new honey solution. And then I use ginger and turmeric. Now, for the amount of ginger I use fresh raw ginger, and I take it and I peel it and slice it up thinly. That's a little time consuming, but that's the way that my family enjoys it and prefers it most. You could take this and just juice it. You could grate it. You could take it and put it in a blender and blend it up and then use that. There's a lot of different ways you could use this ginger. I use about a thumb's worth. If you visualize, that's about a thumb's worth. That's what I use. And then the turmeric, this is a little bit more than I would use. That's about another thumb of turmeric. In this case, I use normally about a pinky finger's worth of turmeric per batch. Now, let's talk about the ginger and the turmeric. In Chinese medical theory and Chinese herbology, this soothes the stomach. Okay, it's gently warming, and it warms the stomach and the lungs. So very, very good for digestion. Very good for nausea. Very good for indigestion. Anything having to do with the stomach, ginger is great for it. And the turmeric, people have been using this for thousands of years. It's a medicinal herb in so many different areas. Just like the ginger, you really can't go wrong with it. Recent research has been conducted on the anti-carcinogenic properties, the cancer-fighting properties of turmeric, specifically for breast, prostate, skin, and colon cancers. So I take a thumb of ginger, chop it up. I take a finger of turmeric and chop it up, and this is what I get as a mix of the ginger and turmeric. I put that in to the ginger ale to be, and now I put lemon and lime. So every once in a while it seems like nutrition science comes up and says the new miracle cure is grape seed extract or grapefruit seed extract. Well, just because they haven't discovered that lemon lime seed extract isn't a fabulous food for us or supplement of our health doesn't mean that I don't think it's a good thing to just put in my ginger ale. So gently squeezing a quarter lime, quarter lemon, quarter lime, drop those in. And then I have one other ingredient that I put in, and it's a piece of coral calcium. It's just a piece of coral from Hawaii. So I put this in because it's my opinion that our diet in general is majorly lacking in minerals. Okay, this is due to a number of reasons, primarily from my opinion and the opinion of us here at Teaming with Nature. It's because of a degeneration of the soils that our food is grown in. Our soils are losing minerals. They have lost minerals. So anytime we can replace them with beneficial minerals. Now I'm not talking about taking this and crunching it up and eating it. I'm talking about in a bioavailable form. So it's interesting that you have a slightly acidic solution here made by not only the lemon and the lime, but also the lactic acid that is created by the kefiring process. It slowly eats away at this coral calcium, and it is a very soluble, very, dare I say, ionic bond on this to where it's very, very bioavailable. Okay, you don't find chunks of this in the bottom. It just slowly dissolves into this very nutritious digestive aid and electrolyte replenisher. So the coral calcium goes in. I cap it all off. I do cap it off. I seal it tight because I like it a little bit effervescent. It'll get a little sparkly, a little bubbly like a traditional ginger ale. It is my opinion, I have no proof of this, but historically I bet you that this is one of the ways that people used to make ginger ale back in the day before mass production and mass bottling. So there you have it. There's my Kefir Ginger Ale. If you have any questions, give me a holler. I'm always open, and I'd love to hear if you enjoy it or if you found benefit of it. Again, it's all in a very bioavailable form. It's a delicious drink too. I wish I had some to show you how much I enjoy it here, but I have to remake it today because we drank